Hi, how are you today? Do you like Thai food as much as I do? Maybe you don't, but you're gonna love it just as much as I do after I give you this delicious roast chicken recipe using a Thai marinade. The Thai marinade base is coconut milk. What do you think about that? The first thing you wanna do, of course, in a marinated recipe is marinate your chicken. So I'm grating 2 tablespoons of lime zest. I'm using a rasp grater. And you need the juice also because lime juice is very, very Thai. You need 1/4 cup. So this recipe also needs 4 cloves of garlic. Because I'm already using the rasp, I'm just gonna go ahead and use it to grate the garlic. You want it very fine, which is why you're grating it, so that it dissolves into the marinade. The garlic comes right into the top, just like when you're using it for other things. You could just make a paste on your board, which would work totally fine as well. You also need 2 tablespoons of grated ginger. Peel your ginger using your spoon method. You should definitely try to go for a thin edge spoon when you're doing this. It works much better than the thick edge spoons. Those thick spoons, you'll be doing it and you'll be thinking, she does not know what she's talking about. This is not helpful at all. Try a thinner edge spoon, but make sure it's sturdy enough that it doesn't bend while you're trying to peel your ginger. And now you just want to grate the ginger too, also on your rasp. 2 tablespoons. This already smells fantastic and delicious. I don't know, maybe it's the time of year, but the ginger's so much less fibrous than it was a couple months ago. Remember some of that ginger? No, you don't remember. You weren't even watching. This is the first video we've ever seen. Who are you? My hands smell like ginger now. Actually, they smell like ginger and garlic, but I don't mind because I like to smell like what I'm cooking. 2 tablespoons of light brown sugar. This adds a little bit of sweetness, but also helps to color the chicken as it's roasting later on. Adds a little bit of goldenness. 1 can of coconut milk. This is full fat, but you can use low fat if you wanted to. But remember, it's a marinade. You're not gonna be eating it all. And just whisk it in, and 1.5 teaspoons of coarse salt. If you're using fine salt, make sure you use 3/4 teaspoon. You don't wanna add 1.5 teaspoons. Wow, that smells good. I'm excited about this actually. And then 1 whole chicken cut into 10 pieces. Make sure it's completely submerged in the marinade. And then marinate it for at least 4 hours and up to overnight. Or you can do this in the morning and then take it out and cook it at night. That's a great thing. I do that all the time. It saves so much time. Well, I mean, it takes the same amount of time, but you're using your time wisely. Cover it up, refrigerate it for at least 4 hours and up to 12 hours. 4 hours later, or 12, or 8 or 6, you can take your chicken out of the marinade and you want to cook it on a rack like this. This is a rack over a foil-lined baking sheet. Lift your chicken out of the marinade and let the excess drip off. It smells really limey and delicious. I can't wait to eat it. It's amazing how quickly the flavor permeates the chicken and it really just adds so much. These will roast at 475 degrees until they're golden brown on top and cooked through 30 to 35 minutes. The fun thing about this recipe is what you get to serve with your roast chicken. And I'll show you a couple of things that I like to eat with the chicken. First one, some cilantro. Are you surprised? I mean, come on, are you really surprised? You eat the whole herbs with the chicken, so I'm just gonna take the big stems off and then pile that onto a platter. This is a well-scrubbed carrot, and I'm gonna take my julienne peeler and I'm gonna cut it into julienne. And look at this is kind of a fun tool. It's a pretty cool tool, makes short work of something that would otherwise take quite a bit of time. If you enjoy a specialty tool now and again, I recommend this one because it works quite well and it's fun. If you are gonna use this tool, make sure that your carrots are a little bit on the bigger side because it just works better. A little bit of shallot, very thinly sliced. It always helps if you hum while you're prepping, makes things go so much more quickly. Basically what you're doing here is you're building a sort of deconstructed salad and you can mix it together and eat it with your chicken, which is really nice. 1 or 2 limes cut into wedges to squeeze over your chicken. Doesn't lime smell good? You always think that limes and lemons are sort of the same, but they're really different. And then some roasted salted peanuts. I'm just gonna chop them up a little bit, give them a little chop. And then you can sprinkle that over everything also. Most of this stuff tastes really good mixed in with your rice, and then you eat your chicken with. Delicious. That's what I recommend. And then it's time to get the chicken. I was standing over there and I stuck my finger in here and I tasted the sauce on the bottom of the pan. It was so good. I'm gonna plate some because I want to show you how I like to eat it. Spoon up some rice. A nice jasmine rice is the most classic, but basmati would do, or just plain white rice is fine too. Give yourself a little bit of whatever condiments you want, and I like to put them on my rice so I can mix everything together. Tiny bit of thinly sliced shallot, some cilantro, as little or as much as you want. Maybe you don't like big pieces of cilantro. Squeeze a little bit of lime on top. And then some chicken. I'm using my fancy French serving from my waitress days to give myself a piece of chicken. I want 2 pieces. It's bright and fresh and delicious. Mix the salad ingredients in with your rice and take a bite, and then take a bite of your chicken, and marvel at the fact that you made this probably better than your local Thai restaurant at home. And you say, yum. Did I make this myself? Yes, you did.